still on the topic of UK boxing in a way, Billy Joe Saunders is coming back, and he's coming back on a co-main event, so to speak, to perhaps the biggest main event in boxing this year, KSI Logan Paul, which is actually going to be a professional boxing fight, right? Like that, they're now going pro, right?
I mean, so an article said. I mean, yeah, that's potentially
So in LA, guys, Staples Center, right? Because that's where this event's happening. KSI versus Logan Paul. The rematch will happen November 9th. Billy Joe Saunders will headline the undercard of the rematch. Thoughts, guys? Because I have some, not good ones, but I have some thoughts.
So scared of change, Matt. Don't worry about it. Get out your comfort zone. Look, if this, I'll be interested in how this works because I remember the first YouTubers fight.
Yeah, you were there live.
Yeah, done great business in that market. The YouTube kids community absolutely fucking went for it big time. The presser was very Mayweather McGregor, the whole insults back and forth, the kind of roaming around the stage and having their own say was nuts, done millions of views. The whole thing was huge. But if I remember, pretty much most of the boxing community absolutely shit on it. They, fighters, this is a joke, this is disrespectful, this, that, and the other. But I can't help but think this is going to be huge business, and I'll just be interested in how having a Billy Joe Saunders on that card, what that kind of does. But I think it'll be great exposure. I remember at the time when I was at the first fight, went with Lewis, we went and watched it. I heard 2 or 3 kids asking parents, can I do boxing? Can I go to a gym and things like that? They wanted to give it a go. So I don't know, but does having a Billy Joe Saunders, I mean, I just want to see Billy Joe Saunders at the press conference with Logan Paul and KSI personally. I think that's going to be funny, but I believe this is going to obviously land on DAZN. Eddie spoke on it. He wants certain this to be at a certain level. He doesn't apparently, he kind of, I can't remember quite paraphrasing, he wants it to be certain conditions attached, that this isn't just a white collar boxing event. This is going to have like a world championship defense on it, or it's going to have, and it'll just be interesting to me how it sort of merges together with legit professional boxing and 2 guys that are maybe making their professional debuts, but on the headline event. But I think it's potentially huge business with for DAZN, and I don't know, we'll see. But these guys have got like a 60 million social media reach with YouTube channels and Instagram and Twitter. So the potential is there to get some interest, and I guess DAZN are looking at drawing in some kind of younger market. It's just, will they stick around? Who knows?
So Saunders' fight isn't going to be like a Jerry Lewis versus Rocky Marciano type fight?
No, it's supposed to be a like him versus like a Sufi fight.
Okay, so similar. All right, I got you. Look, I'm not going to hate on the fact that this will be extremely popular. They're going to sell a ton of seats. It's going to do good on YouTube. They're going to make money off of it. I just have a question. If you bring Billy Joe Saunders to Matchroom, and kind of a lot of the flack Billy Joe Saunders get is like, it's that he's not serious enough, or he doesn't, show the right respect for certain things in the sport and all that. Why would you put him on this card? Like, if you're trying to rehab like the image per se, make him more of a hardcore darling or whatever,
Just more palatable.
right? You're going to throw him on a Logan Paul KSI card. It makes him look like a joke. I'm not trying to be dismissive of the whole prospect of the fight, but
And then
put some fucking people, like, put prospects on there. Let them have some fights and have fun. But Saunders is too good to be doing kind of like circus acts. You know, like I don't know.
And
I feel weird about this.
And on top of that, 'cause I agree with everything you just said there, Fu. Like everything you just said, and I actually took most of my talking points away, asshole.
Okay.
I would say this: like the one benefit this could have, just put any pro fighter along with this card, right? Like have a professional fight, make a professional card, right? And you just have KSI and Logan Paul attached to it to add this huge young audience. I'm not opposed to that, right? I think that's actually quite smart to sort of, again, sort of gravitate this young audience to the sport. And it's a better way of doing it than the last attempt. It's far less circus show if they treat it like a professional event, and it just happens to have KSI and Logan Paul attached to it to add the eyeballs, the exposure, right? But I will say this: Billy Joe Saunders to me isn't the guy that you would attach to this card. Like he's not the guy that's for the kids. You know what I mean? Like if I'm Eddie Hearn and I have my stable and I'm trying to attach fighters to this card, it's gonna be a lot of young fighters with upside that can talk to kids. That's not Billy Joe Saunders, who's an abrasive personality, kind of an old head too in a way. I would say like he acts far older than his age, even though he is a dipshit.
I think this is just made for Billy Joe.
I don't think so at all. Actually, I think a guy like Anthony Sims Jr. should be attached to this. I think guys like
Nikita Ababi, he's got his own channel. I think he put one of his fights up, and he's hit 1 million views on one of his.
Yep.
So those are all good names.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Devin Haney should be on this card.
That's rumored.
A young name that has tons of upside. That is a 20-year-old kid. Like Billy Joe Saunders might be 29 years old, but he's a fat old guy. Let's be honest about it.
Ryan Garcia, that's a good call out by Will.
Ryan Garcia, somebody mentioned, but
Great
he's not Matchroom. He's Golden Boy, so I don't know if that could be attached. But Ryan Garcia is a perfect person to attach to this card. Or hell, even like lesser, like less talkative guys, but still young guys, like a Josh Kelly or a Virgil Ortiz, like in the DAZN umbrella. Like those are the guys that should be around this event to attract the young audience, to keep the young audience there, because the young audience is not going to be into Billy Joe Saunders. Speaking as a 24-year-old young guy that is from that generation, in a sense, I'm telling you, like that Billy Joe Saunders isn't the guy for them. He's not. Devin Haney is a perfect call out. Ryan Garcia is a perfect call out. Anthony Sims, Nikita Ababi, like those are guys that should be attached to this card, not Billy Joe Saunders.
Also, it goes against every one of the talking points when they signed Saunders on the Matchroom about he's had these things in his past that, he's made some dumb mistakes and he's, this and that. This is not this will be basically his come out fight for Matchroom, right?
In theory, yeah.
Yeah, it will be, yeah.
Well, doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. We'll see. I think it's exposure. I think it's stuff like that. I think it's potentially that kind of thing. But like I said, I'm not 100% like, oh, this is going to be fantastic. This is the perfect move. This is that. I'm interested to see just how it plays out. But obviously, Billy Joe on stage could say no two YouTubers born from his mother's can beat me. I don't know. I think with Billy Joe's mouth and his wit, it could be, I don't know. He could, but he might just say something crazy and ruin the whole thing. But I don't know. But I'm just interested by it. I think it's, and obviously Matt's going to get credentialed because Radio Raheem was the only one to do it the first time and he done a shit ton of views.
Yeah, probably will. Unless this conflicts with like a really major important card.
Well, it was, and then they moved that card because of this.
But again, like also like I do cover MMA as well, so like I don't know if there's a UFC event in town that time. I know there's a Vegas one that I might go to around the end of the year. I think it's in December, not November. I should be able to go. Yeah, shouldn't be an issue at all.
You get there. It's going to be a sellout. Go and see what a sold out stadium looks like.
I've been to sold out stadiums quite often.
Comps.
Mere sellouts.
Near sellouts.
Oh my God, you guys are ridiculous. Rob's on one. It's okay, Rob. It's okay, man. Luke Campbell lost, man. It happens.
All bands. Come on.
I know. I'm all bands too.
Shit bands.
R.I.P. Luke Campbell.
Shit bands.
That's when you should have played the soundbite, Rob. Come on. See, that's when you need to pull your soundboard back up.
I want to redo my board, and it's just annoying.
Redo my
When I have another window open, that one disappears behind, and I have to click it to bring it back, and then the time is off. And then I go, oh, wait, say that again, Matthew. And then the moment's gone.
Ran out of
The
spots for
moment's
Eddie Hearn
gone.
quotes.
The moment's gone.